Hey guys, welcome back to Home Built, and this week we're back to playing with the head. Okay guys, so last time when we looked at this, I went through and CC'd the head and found the compression was still pretty low, and I wasn't that fussed. But in any case, I took the head back, I got it machined down another full millimetre. So that means I've taken the whole thing down by 1.8 millimetres. And that means now I'm going to go through and I'm just going to CC these heads again and see if we've bumped compression up at all. Hopefully this time we have. Alright, so I've gone through and I've re-CC'd these heads, and they've come up to pretty much all 46.8 cc's each. So they're pretty even now, and before they were about 53.5. I've put the compression into a compression calculator for this L28 head, and that takes into account the gasket thicknesses, the how far the deck height, so where the piston sits down from the very top of the block. So it's much more accurate. So previously by that calculator it was running about 8.4 to 1 compression, 8.4, 8.5. Now it's up to more like 9.3 to 1. So 9.3 to 9.5 depending on, I'm not sure exactly the thickness of my head gasket, but that's a much better level. It's not crazy high compression, but it should do a lot better than the 8.5. So you know what that means. More body work, still got to get it done. I haven't filmed most of the work today because I've just been going flat out getting this bodywork done, and oh, it's so close. It is really, really close now. It is the last little touch-ups. Many of the, quite a few of the panels anyway, are done to where I'm happy. I still have to hit everything with 80 grit, but oh, it's so close to being done now. So in any case, I've got another skim on there, and we'll wait for that to set up. So now I think I'll get that head out, and we need to give that head a final clean and get it ready so that I can actually start rebuilding it. All right, so now the head is all cleaned up and ready to go. My next step is to go through and re-tap all of the holes so that when I go to bolt it all together, everything bolts in nicely and there's no corrosion or anything. It's all just nice and neat and tidy. but I might leave that for next week. I'm going to get back and do that last lot of sanding on that car. Oh, it's so close. It's so close. The bodywork is almost done. Yes, I've just got the last tiny little touches left to go on the body now. It's just sort of the little bits around the edges, but all of the main panels are done. They're good. The bodywork is looking great. Oh no, it's not. I mean, it's not complete, but it's just it's right there. I think basically next week, this last skim potentially is the last skim on the car. Then it's a matter of getting everything just right, doing it, guide coating it, hitting everything with 80 grit and maybe even like sort of 180 maybe. I'll just see how it goes, get it as flat as I can get it, and then it's time for high fill. Yes! So we're very, very, very close. I know it's been never ending. It is extremely tedious doing all this bodywork, but it is worth it in the end. The cars, I want my cars to be the best that they can be, at least the best that I can build it. And I'm not a professional, so I'm slow, but it's looking good. So in any case, that's all the time I've got today. So it means it's time for Fun Facts with Mrs. Jeff.
Hey guys, in 1982, the Bob Sharp racing team decided to concentrate their efforts on the SCCA Trans Am race series with a 280 ZX Turbo. Paul Newman got behind the wheel, and in his first race at Brainerd International Raceway, he jumped from 7th to 1st before the first turn, and he never looked back. Paul Newman had proven himself as a professional driver and not just a publicity stunt. 1984 saw the introduction of the 300 ZX Turbo and the return of Jim Fitzgerald to the team. Fitzgerald beat out Newman that year, but Newman flipped it up in 85 and 86, taking out the GT1 championships both years over Fitzgerald.
All right, well, I actually went back and I did a little bit more sanding after I last talked to you guys, so it's actually, the bodywork is 99% done. I've got to go back and I've just got to tidy up the edges, and there's a couple of little tiny little touch-ups, but basically the bulk of the panels are all straight. The roof, the doors, the guards, the whole lot, it's all good. So that is finally, like, I mean, I'd like to say a weight off my mind, but it's not, it's just that last little bit, but I'll get there next week. In any case, as always, bugs flying everywhere. As always, please like and subscribe to Home Built by Jeff, and follow us on Facebook and Instagram and all that sort of stuff, and get some cool shirts and hoodies and stuff from the store in the description. You know the deal. All right, guys, see you next time.
Damn it. Turbo. The ZX Turbo. Okay. Stop.
Just 280 ZX, not 280.
Okay. I was so excited because I thought I was going to say the whole thing in one go. What did I say? 280. Got a cold. Damn it. Yeah, big